Marcus Junius Brutus. In ancient Rome, the betrayal didn't come from an enemy army. It came from a trusted friend. His name was Marcus Junius Brutus. Brutus was a Roman senator born into a powerful family. He admired the ideals of the Roman Republic, a system where no man should hold absolute power. Ironically, Brutus became a close ally of Julius Caesar. Caesar trusted him deeply. Some even believed Caesar treated Brutus almost like a son. But Rome was changing. After defeating his rivals in a brutal civil war, Caesar gained more and more power. Eventually, he declared himself dictator for life. To many Romans, this was dangerous. They feared Caesar wanted to become a king. A secret group of senators, calling themselves the Liberators, began plotting his assassination, and among them was Brutus. On March 15th, 44 BC, the famous Ides of March, the senators surrounded Caesar inside the Senate chamber. Then the attack began. Caesar was stabbed again and again by men he once trusted. Brutus himself delivered one of the fatal blows. According to legend, when Caesar saw Brutus among the attackers, he spoke the famous words,
"Me too, Brute? Even you, Brutus."
Caesar collapsed, dead at the feet of his enemies. But the assassination did not save the Republic. Instead, Rome descended into chaos and civil war. Caesar's loyal supporters, led by Octavian and Mark Antony, hunted down the conspirators. 2 years later, at the Battle of Philippi, Brutus's forces were defeated. Realizing all hope was lost, Brutus chose death over capture. He took his own life with his sword. Ephialtes of Trachis. In ancient Greece, one man became infamous for betrayal so great, his name would later mean nightmare. His name was Ephialtes of Trachis. In 480 BC, the mighty Persian Empire, led by King Xerxes, invaded Greece with a massive army. Standing in their way was a small Greek force at the narrow pass of Thermopylae, commanded by the Spartan king Leonidas. Among them were the legendary 300 Spartans. For 3 days, the Greeks held back the Persians. The narrow pass prevented the Persian army from using its huge numbers effectively. Again and again, Persian attacks failed against the heavily armored Spartan warriors. The Persians were trapped, until Ephialtes betrayed his own people. Ephialtes revealed a secret mountain path that bypassed Thermopylae and led behind the Greek defenses. In return, he expected wealth and rewards from Xerxes. Once Leonidas learned the Persians were surrounding them, he ordered most of the Greek army to retreat. But Leonidas and his remaining Spartans stayed behind, fighting to the death. The last stand at Thermopylae became one of history's greatest symbols of courage, and Ephialtes became one of history's most hated traitors. But betrayal did not bring him glory. The Persians eventually lost the war after major defeats at Salamis and Plataea. Ephialtes never received his reward. Hunted and despised, he fled Greece with a bounty on his head. Years later, he was killed over an unrelated dispute. Guy Fawkes. In 1605, England came terrifyingly close to losing its king and its entire parliament in a single explosion. At the center of the plot was one man, Guy Fawkes. Born in England in 1570, Fawkes later converted to Catholicism during a time of intense religious conflict. Driven by loyalty to the Catholic cause, he left England and fought for Catholic Spain in the Netherlands, where he gained a reputation as a fearless soldier. But his name would become infamous for something far darker. In 1604, a group of English Catholic conspirators recruited Fawkes for a dangerous mission, to assassinate King James I and destroy Parliament itself. Their plan became known as the Gunpowder Plot. The conspirators secretly rented a cellar beneath the House of Lords. There they hid 36 barrels of gunpowder beneath piles of coal and wood. The explosion was meant to kill the king, members of Parliament, and England's most powerful leaders all at once. But days before the attack, an anonymous warning letter exposed the plot. On the night of November 4th, 1605, guards searched the cellar and discovered Guy Fawkes standing beside the hidden explosives. He was arrested immediately. Under brutal torture, Fawkes revealed the names of the other conspirators. Soon after, he was convicted of treason and sentenced to one of history's most horrifying punishments: hanging, drawing, and quartering. But moments before the execution, Fawkes jumped from the gallows, breaking his neck instantly and escaping the torture that awaited him. Even in death, his body was cut apart and displayed across England as a warning to others. Benedict Arnold. During the American Revolution, one of the greatest heroes of the rebellion became its most infamous traitor. His name was Benedict Arnold. At first, Arnold was a patriot hero. He fought bravely against the British and quickly earned a reputation as one of the American Army's most skilled commanders. He helped capture Fort Ticonderoga, led a dangerous expedition through the wilderness toward Quebec, and even built a small naval fleet on Lake Champlain to slow a powerful British invasion. Again and again, Arnold risked his life for the American cause. In 1777, during the crucial Battle of Saratoga, Arnold fought with incredible courage. Despite being severely wounded, he helped secure one of the most important American victories of the war. But behind the heroism, resentment was growing. Arnold believed Congress and other officers failed to appreciate his sacrifices. He was repeatedly passed over for promotions and accused of corruption and misuse of money. Deep in debt and bitter with anger, Arnold slowly turned against the revolution he once fought to protect. After being placed in command of West Point, a critical American fort on the Hudson River, Arnold secretly contacted the British. For £20,000 and a position in the British Army, he agreed to betray West Point and hand it over to the enemy. But the plan fell apart. British spies carrying secret documents were captured before the deal could be completed. The papers exposed Arnold's treason just before American soldiers arrived to arrest him. Arnold escaped to a British ship. He officially joined the British Army and even fought against his former comrades. But neither side truly trusted him anymore. After the war, Arnold moved to England, where he spent the rest of his life in disgrace. Alfred Redl. Before World War I, one of Europe's greatest spies was secretly betraying the very empire he was sworn to protect. His name was Alfred Riedel. Born into a poor family in the Austro-Hungarian Empire, Redl rose through the military ranks thanks to his intelligence and remarkable talent for languages. Eventually, he became head of Austria-Hungary's counterintelligence division, the man responsible for hunting down traitors and foreign spies. Ironically, he was one of the biggest traitors of them all. Redl modernized the empire's spy network, introducing hidden cameras, recording devices, and advanced surveillance techniques. To his superiors, he appeared brilliant and loyal, but Redl was hiding a dangerous secret. At a time when homosexuality could destroy careers and lives, Russian intelligence discovered that Redl was secretly gay. They trapped him in a compromising situation, photographed him, and used the evidence to blackmail him. Faced with exposure and disgrace, Redl agreed to work for Russia. In 1902, he committed his first major betrayal by handing over Austria-Hungary's military war plans. Over the next decade, Redl secretly passed countless military secrets to the Russians, including mobilization plans, army codes, maps, and strategic information. Worse still, when suspicions of espionage arose, Redl cleverly protected himself. He exposed smaller spies and even framed innocent officers, making himself appear even more trustworthy. For years, nobody suspected the Empire's top spy hunter was the spy himself. But in 1912, a small mistake exposed everything. Suspicious envelopes filled with cash were intercepted by postal investigators. A sting operation was arranged, and eventually, Alfred Redl arrived to collect the money. He was arrested immediately. Confronted with the evidence, Redl confessed to treason. Rather than face public trial and humiliation, he asked to be left alone with a revolver. After writing farewell letters, Alfred Redl shot himself. Wang Jingwei. During one of China's darkest periods, a former revolutionary hero became one of the nation's most infamous collaborators. His name was Wang Jingwei. In his early years, Wang was admired as a passionate Chinese nationalist and close ally of the revolutionary leader Sun Yat-sen. As a young student in Japan, Wang embraced radical political ideas and dreamed of freeing China from corruption and foreign control. He even risked his life in a plot to assassinate a Qing dynasty ruler. After the Chinese Revolution of 1911 overthrew the imperial government, Wang emerged as a national hero. But China soon descended into chaos. Warlords fought across the country, and the Kuomintang, known as the KMT, struggled to reunify China. After Sun Yat-sen's death, Wang Jingwei competed with another powerful leader, Chiang Kai-shek. The rivalry divided the nationalist movement. At first, Wang worked alongside Chinese communists, but political failures and internal conflicts destroyed the alliance. Humiliated and bitter, Wang abandoned his earlier beliefs and shifted toward extreme right-wing politics. Then came the Japanese invasion of China in 1937. As Japanese forces captured cities and massacred civilians, most Chinese leaders vowed to resist. But Wang Jingwei chose a different path. Believing China could not defeat Japan, he secretly opened negotiations with the invaders. In 1940, Wang officially defected. The Japanese installed him as head of a puppet government in the occupied city of Nanjing. Although he claimed he wanted peace, millions of Chinese saw him as a traitor serving the enemy. While Chinese soldiers and civilians continued fighting and dying against Japanese occupation, Wang ruled under Japanese protection. For the rest of his life, his name became linked with betrayal and collaboration. Wang Jingwei died in 1944 in Japanese-controlled territory.